First of all, to all you overzealous gang members out there, snitching on the government infiltrating gangs isn't snitching, because it is simply revealing what they are doing to us and turning us against each other. So, we start off talking about Operation Fast and Furious, CIA smuggling drugs to black communities of LA. These guns look familiar? They're your typical assault rifles that you see revolutionaries and gang members all over the world and country have. And where do they come from? Who do they give them? And why? Well, Operation Fast and Furious is when the ATF, Eric Holder, failed to regulate it enough, or failed to admit his part in it, when guns were smuggled to different cartels in Mexico to further destabilize the region, and also in an effort to control the drug trade and to make good on deals made with individual drug cartel members like Chapo Guzman's family, his son, and the Sinaloa cartel, which is one of the main cartels supplying the Mexican mafia prison gang. So this is a map of cartel territories and drug routes. I know you can't see well, but some of these drugs, a small amount of these drugs that come from China, which has their own specific drug, and there's other countries. It's a globalist market, and they're all using certain routes, and they're supplying certain drugs, and they control certain areas, and they're fighting over those routes. So we go on from the Zetas and the Gulf Cartel, the Sinaloa Cartel, and the different factions, the Michoacan, etc. You get also one of the cartels is even called the Knights Templar Cartel, a drug cartel in Mexico. To show you how intertwined that these things are. The occult, the New World Order, the secret societies, just like they controlled the mafia, and just like they controlled different revolutionary groups and Al-Qaeda, they also control these street gangs, which they combined together to help them fight off their major opposition, which was the CRIP specifically, until they subverted the movement by backing up the Bloods and the Crips who were already working with them and who weren't happy, and by subverting the major black prison gangs in jail, the 415s, the Kumis, the BGF. And we continue. So I'm about to show you how these guys use the same symbols and the same numerology and the same occult numbers and sacred geometry ideas, which goes way over these guys' heads. These guys are the pawns who don't understand. If they're lucky, they'll be given a little taste if they move up in the gang's structure, based on their ability to keep their mouth shut and the violence they commit, just like a secret society. We continue. The unlucky number? Yes, it's unlucky number for us because society is being brought down by the 13 bloodlines of the devil, the Illuminati, and some Mexican gang members and cartels have members of the Illuminati and Freemasons within them. And so they're not just controlled by them, but some of their cartels are made up of them. So it gets quite interesting and quite detailed and very hard to discern unless you use impeccable perception. So we go on from the 13, meaning the M, the Mexican Mafia, also meaning the 13 bloodlines. It's wordplay. Just like the Order of the Illuminati is order out of chaos. The Order of the Illuminati out of Set, the Temple of Set. Okay, it evolved into the Templars, into the Illuminati, into the Illuminati in Bavaria, etc. So we go on to the next slide. As you can see, the EMEs are using the eagle of Heru, and they are also biting into the snake. Another way to look at that is that the snake is feeding them. Now, I put them all together here for those of you who would say that I'm wrong. On the left, you have, I believe it's the Arizona Aryan Brotherhood, and their symbol is the same as the Nazis used in World War II, of the eagle on top of the occult circle with the sun in motion, or swastika, underneath. Then in the middle you have the EME symbol I showed you before. Then the symbol of America. How many stars are there? how many stripes, how many arrows, how many leaves. All these numbers, even the numbers of feathers, are relative. The shape of the star over the Americas is in the shape of the Star of David, which is also the symbol on the Rothschild's family crest. And we go on to the Aryan Brotherhood. As you can see, the one, it's the eagle, and they like that in California as well. So we go on, and we get the people who used to do the dirty work for the white man, the street gangs, the immigrant mafia organizations that were stooges for the Masons and secret societies. You have the Mexican ranch hands, and I have nothing against them. I didn't put this up to make fun of them. No. Do not get me wrong. I have nothing against Mexicans. Even immigrants who are brainwashed to be racist against me in some cases, no. The majority of Mexicans are hard workers, and a lot of them are Christians, and I want to make them legal citizens here the right way. And so we go on. This is a prison riot scene. It shows you the prison gangs I've shown you earlier. They attack the blacks. Now if you look, this is a CRIP symbol, and the CRIPs were started to be subverted on the East Coast as well, and this happened a lot in New York. The few CRIPs they have there chose to side with the folks, and they chose to adopt their satanic emblems. But the ones in California did not. And this is an example of some of the strife within the CRIP gang that exists. As you can see, the symbols of the folk, it includes the six, it includes the bunny, which can also be traced back to Egypt, Bugs Bunny, etc. It includes the dice, because you're rolling the dice. It includes the heart, which is a symbol of masonry, the pitchfork, which is a symbol of masonry, and as well as the 6-point star of David. We go on. This is the BGF dragon, and the BGF structure is mostly revolutionaries, but a lot of them believe in communism, and so they aren't perfect either, but they are at war with the white man's power structure, which includes the Mexican mafia and the Aryan Brotherhood. And it's important to note that the Mexicans who weren't racist in jail, the northern structure, the Nuestra family, the Norteños, they sided with the BGF because they saw what was going on. Not over a pair of shoes. I continue. This is some of the original members of the BGF. On the left, George Jackson. He wrote a book, and there's books like Soledad Brother about the BGF. And that's it for now. Thank you. So it's important to note that if we go back, we'll just end it.